All right, 6:59. We're live streaming and we are recording. We have a quorum. We're going to start the public hearing in a few minutes. I'd like to make a motion to open the public hearing on the 2023 preliminary budget.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and if you would like to make a comment, either in person or on Zoom, if you could raise your hand and we will call on you. And if not, so. Okay, Alex Wojcik.
Is this just like public comments on budget stuff and whatnot?
Yes, we'll have public input for the town board meeting after this, after we open the public hearing.
Okay, awesome, because I was just hopping from one Zoom to this one. So yeah, I'm making this comment on behalf of Mayor Rogers and the whole village board. So we believe in the town board's commitment to serve New Paltz. Each member clearly wants to support our community. However, it is imperative that we speak accurately about budgeting and municipal finance. The town board's annualized tax rate increase for the town and village-wide general fund, A fund, has been greater than 5% for the last 6 years through 2022. On 10/2022, the last town board meeting, you all discussed the proposed A fund for the 2023 tentative budget and stated that it would require spending $257,000 more than last year, resulting in a 5.63% tax increase. Deputy Supervisor Dan Torres asserted that the town's increase was a result of subsidizing village operations with $250,000 from sales tax revenues, and how this rate hike was a result of the village exercising its right to have its share of sales tax paid directly to the village from the county. So unfortunately, we believe you're mistaken about the workings of local budgeting and municipal finance. For 2022's A fund budget, New Paltz's town board budgeted $250,000 from sales tax revenue per Ulster County sales tax sharing agreement. The town actually received $215,391 way back in 2012. And this revenue line has increased steadily year after year, with $318,900 in 2021. Ulster County has consistently received more sales tax annually for the last decade, but for illustration, we will assume the budget amount will remain static in 2023 at $250,000 and below $318,900 that was received in 2021. If the village receives 23% of $250,000 or $57,500, the difference for the remaining sales tax revenue for the town would be $192,500. However, they only budgeted $94,000 as revenue in the town's B fund to support services in the town outside the village. Revenues are distributed based on each municipality's assessed value, and the village of New Paltz represents 23% of New Paltz's total assessed value. So it appears that about $100,000 in revenues is entirely unaccounted for in the town of New Paltz's 2023 tentative budget. So Supervisor Betez has defended the low estimate by saying numbers in the budget are the best estimate of what to expect, and that this figure shows a belief that the banner sales tax year of 2021 is not likely soon to be repeated given the economic headwinds in this country, but it is an estimate of only $57,500 for the village plus $94,000 for the town's B fund. That adds up to $151,500, prudent or in the best interest of taxpayers. As stated above, New Paltz received $215,391 from sales tax revenues way back in 2012. It makes sense to include some cushion when budgeting, but when a taxing authority budgets revenue from the likes of sales tax too conservatively, we have to fund the shortfall by increasing property taxes or using fund balance. Government must walk a careful line between collecting property tax revenue and reserving adequate fund balances for emergencies without taxing residents unnecessarily. Underestimating sales tax revenue may result in poorly planned tax increases. New Paltz residents are not being shortchanged by the village receiving some sales tax revenue directly. Whether sales tax revenues are being deployed by the town or the village governments, they
That's
both fund necessary governmental services. Making it seem like revenues are being extracted from our community or lost is simply incorrect. And we trust you'll make those corrections and keep working on the budget to reduce its tax increase. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Any other comments? Any other comments? If not, we will maybe move on for a little bit to the town board meeting. And we'll open up the public comment. So I'd like to make a motion to open the town board meeting of November 3rd, 2022.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And so please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And announcements, the Boppy's Lane Bridge on the trail off Plains Road will be closed for construction starting on Monday, November 7th, with the reopening date sometime in December. This is for work that OSI is taking the lead on and that the county is paying for. So I'd like to again thank the county for doing this. This is a huge benefit to the town of New Paltz and the town of Gardner. It's almost $1 million that we don't have to come up with. And the trail is going to be safe and accessible for people with all abilities. It needs the work and it's going to fix this bridge, and it's going to mean that we don't have to fix this bridge for the next 20+ years. And so now all we need to do is kind of keep that wheel spinning and maintain it. We're not going to have to pay for huge upgrades. So sorry for the inconvenience, but it's going to be a lot nicer. Just go to the north and you'll see what it's going to look like to the south. And so the next is the town of New Paltz is accepting applications for a MEO, motor equipment operator position at the town highway department. Applicants must possess a valid CDL license, minimum of a class B, knowledge of working heavy equipment such as backhoe, excavator, paver, etc. That's helpful. Please see Chris Marks at the highway garage at 52 Clearwater Road for an application and consideration. Or go online to ulstercounty.gov, Ulster County Employment Examination Applications, and print the mail application. P.O. Box, mail it to P.O. Box 550, New Paltz, New York. Is that right, Chris? Yeah. And with that, I'd like to open the.
Can I just make one other announcement?
Yes.
Just as a reminder, Tuesday is election day, but if you want to vote early, you can at the New Paltz Community Center from 9 to 5. Today is Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
They're open for another 52 minutes tonight.
Oh, that's right. Tonight we're
So,
open today, so you can go.
I wouldn't waste
if
your
you're
time with
watching
this
now.
meeting. I would go vote.
Go vote. But obviously early voting is still relatively new. So just want to remind people that not only is that an opportunity, but we have that opportunity right in our own community as well.
Yeah, so 9 to 5, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and community center. And then on Tuesday, if you can't get that, 6 to 9 at your polling place.
And you get a cool sticker.
And you get the cool sticker. So, thanks, Dan. So public input. Yes, go ahead.
I just wanted to announce that the Millbrook Preserve is having a benefit at Unison this Sunday, the 6th, between 2 and 5. So hope people will come and support the Millbrook Preserve owned by the town and the village.
Also, town offices will be closed Friday, November 11th for Veterans Day. So thank you for reminding me, Rosanna. And that's all I have. And if there are no more announcements, if anyone has a comment, if they could raise their hand in Zoom, since no one's here in person, unless anyone else has a comment here. And if not, we will move on to,
Executive session.
well, we have executive session, but I was hoping Essie's gonna be a few minutes late, and I want to see if she's here.
Do you want to do some of the agenda items, maybe?
So, yeah, we'll do, I'd like to make a motion to pass items 2A through 2H on the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I guess with that, we have the budget discussion. And I guess make a motion to close the public hearing for the budget. Are there no more questions? All in favor?
Aye.
And so I guess we can move on to the budget discussion. And see, hopefully Essie will get here soon. So, I mean, there's a few things. I want to talk a little bit about what we're budgeting for and some of the increases. But I don't really want to go back and forth with this, but I am going to comment on Alex's comment because I said this to Terrence in the paper, and I also sent this to the assistant in the village, and maybe it was not forwarded, but that I think you're a little confused, Alex, and I think maybe the village board was confused when they talked about this in the past as well. And I want to make sure they understand this. The resolution that the village passed to get their share of the sales tax references section 1262 subparagraph D of the New York State tax law. And I sent the link to that to several people, and I'm going to quote that law. It says, if a village wholly or partially within a town has so elected to be paid directly, but the town in which such village is located has not so elected, the amount allocated to the town in which such village is wholly or partially situated shall be applied to reduce county taxes and general taxes in the area of the town outside of such village. So according to the law that the village used to get their share, and I have no problem with them taking their share of the sales tax, that's fine. But if we follow the law, we have to put the remaining funds into the B fund. If 1 penny is taken out, the law requires the rest goes into the B fund. It doesn't matter what we're budgeting. We have lost $250,000 in revenue in the A fund. It doesn't matter. A lot of that is now going into the B fund. We're not even charging taxes in the B fund this year. We have an excess. So that sales tax revenue does not affect the taxes of the B fund at all. It affects the taxes in the A fund because we've lost revenue. It's no different than if sales tax had gone down, or if what we got from Spectrum went down, or if state aid went down. We have to account for it. The reason we mentioned it is because it's such a large amount. Like sales tax always goes, it goes up and down. We talk about sales tax every single year during the budget, and we spend probably more time than we should estimating how much we think it is. We're always conservative. So, and it doesn't matter what we've said sales tax is going to be, because all of the sales tax that we're getting next year is going into the reserve fund or to the fund balance. And that's it. And so, we're not going to go back and forth, Sam. I'm sorry. I'm not going to, public comments over. We're not going to go back and forth. My preference is that we talk about in person. I saw you at a meeting yesterday and the day before, and we could have talked about it. We didn't. I'm not going to have an argument in public, because now we're going to be trying to who wins the argument and not what's right. We're following the law. If anyone has any questions.
No
yes.
one is disagreeing. No one is disagreeing with the
Yes, yeah.
law. No one is disagreeing.
So, there's lots of ways that we can talk about it. We could cut services. I'm going to talk more about this later on, but we have to make up that difference in the $250,000. I'll talk about it later on. We'll go into it right now, right? So,
I think Essie Lewis is looking to join as well.
okay, Essie. So Essie, you can, you're allowed to join the meeting, but with the open meetings law, you're not allowed to vote on anything. But you can participate in the meeting, but we can't vote. remotely because it's not allowed yet, but just so you're aware. And so, I see a co-host. And so, yeah, I started talking a little bit, the way the budget works is, you figure out your spending. And then you figure out your revenue. And then you figure out how much you can put into from your fund balance. And so, some of our spending went up a lot this year. You know, we had a lot of fixed cost increases, $333,000. Healthcare went up $186,000. Personnel increases due to contracts, $97,000. Various fixed costs by $39,000. Retirement went up by $14,000. We also had some increases like everyone else, gas, electric, rent, road salt. That's another $100,000 that we're budgeting for this year. This is offset by revenue, which is down this year by $370,800. Lots of different things. Mortgage tax went down. We did lose revenue in sales tax. We budgeted less than 250. One, we're not getting all 250, but also revenue is going to go down. We don't expect to get the same that we got last year, and it doesn't matter. If we budget more, we're going to be in more trouble than if we budget less, because we're not even using that. That's going into the fund balance. And then the last is you have the fund balance. That's like your savings account, right? And so this year we're allocating $708,674 from our fund balance. That's $428,000 more than we spent last year. We spent $280,000 last year. That $708,000 is more than we put in from fund balance in the last 5 years, right? We're putting as much as we can from fund balance. Yes, we had some extra revenue, not as much as we would have liked. You know, we just settled a police contract that went back to 2018. That cost us some money, but we had enough money in the fund balance to cover those costs for retro and everything else. But it means we need to be a little bit careful. Spending that $708,000 is worrisome to me, but I think otherwise we would be we would be raising taxes even more. We're not below what we have agreed to as a board to keep as a minimum, and what the state comptroller wants us to keep as a minimum. So I think we don't have too much, but we had enough extra, and I think Gene, we did the right thing. We spent a lot of that fund balance. The remainder, to take off what you have to spend on spending after, and then revenue, and then fund balance is raised by taxes, right? And right now we're raising, our tax levy is $11,138,677, which is an increase of $594,190 over last year, or a 5.63% increase. It's over last year's of $10,544,000. I talked about the PD contract. The other thing is, minimum wage is going up this year to $14.70. Our starting salary for the union jobs is $15.
Yep.
Right? We can't hire anyone. Like we're going to be spending more when we hire people. So we need to budget more to hire people. We have also, we're still down employees from before the pandemic. We have not hired, we're down, one person in the assessor's office, one in recycling. I'm not sure if we're up to where we were before in PD, but we're still down in the building department, 2 people in the courts. We're bringing a person back in the building department this year because that's in the B fund. And so, because we need to start bringing people back, because we can't bring everyone back all in 1 year. But I am telling you, asking the employees to do more for the last 2 years is burning people out, and we're losing people. And we can't continue with that. And so we need to start bringing people back. And so there's money in the budget to bring people back and to put people from part-time to full-time, which means they also get paid benefits. Some people are adding benefits because maybe their spouse lost their job. We don't know, but it's costing us money. And if they're an employee, they have the right to take benefits. So it costs more money. You know, the alternative, right now, we're at 5.63. Gene and I have looked at it. I don't see any more cuts in there. I'm worried about spending more in the fund balance. You know, the alternative is to cut services. I don't think now's the time to cut services. When I look at it, now's when, you know, people, if they have less money, they may not go on vacation. They're gonna stay here. They may want to use the pool. They may want to use the fields. They may not get garbage service anymore. They need to go to the recycling center. You know, there's lots of stuff like that. As a public entity, we need to provide services, especially when people need them the most. Everyone talks about a crime wave. We have not had a crime wave here in New Paltz. I'm not going to cut the police's budget. Not when people are worried about it. We have a teen mental health crisis right now, an opioid crisis. I'm not going to cut the youth center. I'm not going to cut the community wellness program. You know, other departments they're doing more with less. And so I think, you know, we do this year, and hopefully we can slowly get back on our feet. But that's kind of my budget presentation. That's kind of how I feel about it. I don't know if people have questions or if they have discussions about it. But
Well, like I said, the only extra little comment on that was just that part of the budget is also rewarding people who have been here a long time and who have been doing an incredible job for New Paltz. You know, that's kind of part of the job thing too, and of keeping people, which is a big thing for me. It's like, if you're going to be here and you're going to commit to being in New Paltz and you're part of our community and you're going to stay here, you should be rewarded for the, you know, the years and the longevity of being. part of this
we have
community. So
two
that's part of it.
contracts that are up for negotiations right now.
Mhm.
And so we need to put some money into the budget for that, because we know people are not going to accept a 0% raise, right? So we know wages are going to go up. With inflation, I think people deserve to have their wages go up.
Yeah.
You know, and we'll do what we
Cost of living.
can, and we'll negotiate, I think, something that's fair for the town and fair for the employees, but we know it's not going to be zero, because that's not fair. Right, and so we're also budgeting some money to be prepared, because they're going to be settled hopefully before January 1st, after this budget's decided. So there's money in the budget for that as well. Not a ton, but enough to be fair. Right, and so that's to answer your
Yeah.
concerns, Alex.
Yeah.
There's money in there for that as well.
Thank you.
And that's kind of where we are with that. And so that my motion is that we, you know, we can go into executive session, not for this. We have another issue. And so Essie, I can send you the link for this to join this. We have a different link for executive session with the town, with an attorney for the town. And so hopefully they are watching. It's all set up in the other room. I can send you the link very quickly, Essie, and if you want to join us there, you can.
Okay, will do.
And so I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session, and I would like the chief to join us.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is your arm too short?
Hmm?
Is your arm too short?
No, I have to get let in. Trying to log on to Zoom like to see if it was. If they don't let you in.
Oh, yeah, that's.
I can't. I see it. But I can't. Are the things not?
Can you hear me?
It's not on you. And it's not changing direction, although I can see this.
There's the camera.
Setback,
I thought that was a speaker.
it's both. Watch me move. Here we are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it doesn't work like that. I had some suggestions around that board member. Keep a big caption. This time, did you ever? No. Did they know it was coming on? They didn't show up at it. No.
No, it's just-
Yeah. Susan for the longest.
Susan's a hard team.
Starts being on those, you're not with supers. If you're gonna do something like that, you stand up here and talk. Doesn't work for me. Maybe I'm just old. Because it took it, when I could dump something. So they didn't touch it, but the laws in place, they couldn't use the name. Where it's needed sound words. Okay, so they took it, and because you took anything out of it, it switches. Towns.
A's town.
Okay.
So these things are- There's the houses up there. So there's no negative. So it's-
Big fun.
You get
It's nothing, it's total, but it has nothing to do with budget. It's okay. It's okay. Right, you do the law. It already-
Right.
You do, no matter what you budget, what you put, in, it still has to take it out and leave it a deficit. It's a B fund that's self-sustaining, so there's nothing to use. So can you just fundraises the wrong word? How do you raise revenue in a fund to take up a difference?
oh, me,
No, I mean, in
I
general.
raise fees.
Okay.
Recreation, recycle, new.
No, I mean.
I have fees.
Right, well, we've had this discussion, the fee issue. I get the whole thing. So recycling is the eighth one.
Yes.
Well, they pay a fee anyway. It's a fee.
It would be a home.
Rob.
Oh,
Yeah, he's ready. Phoenix. Let's face it, I mean, now that customers who speak a good portion, I
yeah,
don't think it's proportionate.
because they're not.
Yeah, they're more, right. I don't know, it's all hard.
Nice, just want to do what I want.
everything.
I know you do. I know you do. Yeah.
I still think I have to.
I went in the shop. Sorry.
Then you had other work. Next year, I'm thinking you should probably do it next year because everyone's broke this year and you're gonna. That was the stuff me, it's too bad. Sure, you know, that's a good point, because I forgot all about everything that we used to. Half 5,800.
Did the one,
They're still working.
okay.
Yep, that goes. Right. I
58.
totally forgot about that. You know,
And then what's
replacing of
next?
the replacing of the beam, the painting of the.
Mhm.
Yeah, that wall splits with the, buy that agreement.
So,
This is.
that's fine.
That list is the one I wrote.
I know, it's only like 2 months.
I tried to get it for water and they wouldn't split us with the water. Well, I wanted to pay for, I didn't want to pay the bill for half a million gallons of water.
Okay, so. Slow down. Okay.
It's all written. Why should we pay for it? Yeah, split it down. Yeah, that's better. You know, the first thing you take government from what we buy is any, they say it's is. Oof. Yeah. That's why you don't see them in towns. You know,
Right, because you can use the truck.
ours only supplies because of the need for it. Why, you know, it's not solely the thing.
There is a need.
Yeah, there's big. You take everything that typically was in the eighth. Split it right down, you use it as much as you. Charging village for salt. Salt. You know, snow on the back of the.
I hope your snow is indeed.
Okay, DB. So DB has nothing to do with the village.
Mm.
So technically,
So, but the village has their salt.
see, years ago,
Kick them off.
years ago, that's what those was. We kicked them out of the softball.
Right.
But it came about because it was a fund. And no percentage of that, you couldn't take them out. of that.
Mm.
So if we are. The DB fund.
So you do the-
And the building and the whole thing, the electric, the whatever, you should charge storage. Whatever they have, whatever
Yeah,
expenses,
it's not only being due.
no, it's on the highway. Right. But it wasn't, remember that, it was highway on DB fund.
Home.
It's usually, yeah, it was years ago, then fill that to a fight. But I didn't know that we back, so yeah, we could charge, right? Want to keep, and it's a clean way, you don't want to keep your stuff in, don't. But for me,
What it used to be, 250.
once you start, we have separate electric bill. The salt shed that we pay for this, so there's half,
And that's way up.
there's half a split. And we figure out, I mean, even if it's big, you could figure out when they can say, hey, we're still a year or two, we just did maintenance, which we charged both the B and G and on that farm, that could have paid that, because we're keeping your stuff. Yeah, okay. So let them all go build a tent place somewhere. Put them off the river, can't go anymore. No, there's, it's in a flood. Yeah. Or pavement. Bye. Yeah, that was the argument years ago. Because they didn't believe them, that's what the fight throughout, and they made him take it back because it was. The building was
Everything.
being charged.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Not anymore.
a revenue.
Yeah.
You're getting a free building, you're using my equipment to load. Yeah, you know, even if they put that into, you can't, it's just a cost for them. They put their rent and capital reserve fund for rehab of the salt shed when it needs it.
Oh, that, we could do that.
Yes, they're not getting a free ride, we're getting something.
I should have been listening.
No, but I turn the damn thing on, we'll fix it right now. But yeah, I know. You hate to see the division, but. Start. Just gonna take care of it. Stuff. Cold. You know, the old building, I did. Was on that cup.
Right.
The new building, that's another thing.
Yeah, but it's on track.
I think they took that over. It was an agreement that they turned. I don't think it was one. Either way, it's been told to me. Budget. So he starts with this. Mayor's question. Start asking, now he's asking Gary Miller who plows, Griffin Fire. Because Rosendale refuses to plow. So they have, a contract. So I don't leave them out in the cold, but there's no reason. I'm taking care of 121 miles, he's taking care of 11. I'm doing 11 buildings, there are 7 buildings that can be one. You can't tell me they can't maintain. I'm going to one or two short people.
You could do a, contract for $500 an hour.
What I was getting at was if, so how is the fire department budgeted in the village?
It is in the village vehicle.
Now, does the town make any contributions?
Yes.
So is the town taxpayer, am I paying? What am I paying?
From inside the village, you're paying taxes from, you see on the tax that says SM, fire protection.
So they have a separate contract. Can you lose yourself up?
Is
Is
it the,
that coming out of?
is it the company highway,
No.
or is it the village?
I don't know.
The village should be having an annual.
Well, I blew that. I was more concerned, let's say the company goes, but this is coming out of the company funds itself.
The company has plenty of money. They don't pick up.
Right.
So,
But is it, or are they giving a voucher to the village and saying, okay, this is, that means we are paying a separate contract when we already own the equipment to do it. That I have a problem.
if they do that, yeah. That'd be in the next.
It hasn't blown up, I'm just, again, I won't leave them So I'll never leave mine dry just because what they are.
You have a fire department committee.
I'll just be.
Alone.
Yeah, I'm more for emergency services.
Right.
That's why I do the rest of the stuff. They have plenty of them. to do that.
Mhm.
I'm not under contract to do that.
That's all it is, and you have been told.
So. So I plow it just because it's emergency service. So when it gets to the company. Pets and gone, but someone else. has to do that. You know, or. That new Ventrax that we bought. That finally showed up after a year. But the company might have sold them for not parking there, they wanted me to do it.
Oh, I know.
You're getting attachment. Did you? Okay, then let them do it. I'll just do it for the fun. I, again, I do it, so people don't- it's not an extra, you're already paying for us,
Mhm.
so, you know, add it up. That'd be crap. I'm sorry, there's a few things that stick in my claw, and that's
Yeah.
definitely one of them. But it might not be an issue, I mean, I know. Mountain Animal, maybe it doesn't exist. I'll look it up.
Ah.
And then you have to piss it up and actually. It's all right. It's all very well. It's hard at the moment, so you can, because of the contract.
Oh,
That case, he was being paid, the personnel. I didn't get, but I'm not sure. Why you didn't do this, how to do it, it's good. That's what he's doing. Saying what you do, I do. Just as many people. 10 times. Bro, I would get it done. And it'd be pretty, but we can't. But it's not fair. I don't know what to do on a daily basis. I'm sure there's a lot. I don't understand it. I know what it was. I would. Well, should be interesting to see how this goes. But again. There's people know what's going on. The person to. It's a sensor.
I think that means it's closing time.
They left us here. It's that one. If you don't move.
somebody knows they're out here.
Rob, need a big monitor here. So when people talk, you can see who's talking.
I guess they can on their laptops.
Yeah, but what about the nice 100-inch shirt on that wall? You know,
You just can't stop spending money, can
I'm gonna get it.
you?
You hear my wife and I talk about money that she's doing. It's like you and I having a discussion.
No, Chris, you can't have that.
Funds and balances, and this and that.
Hmm.
May close the hearing and adopt this tonight.
Absolutely can. What am I doing? Just gonna- I know 2 weeks from now, it'll just be cold.
True. Be in the same state we are now, so.
Have to get a remote starter in the car.
I love them. I bought one myself for the town truck. This way, the minute I get called out at night, push the button.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's defrosted by the time I get to it, because I can't park it inside. Yeah, they're great. Kind of 32 dozen. They'll come right to your place and do it. You know where the shoe place is? I don't think they sell shoes anymore. like halfway to the highway garage.
Yes.
He lives right across there. He has a shop in Kingston. But he does like come to your place and do it. He's like the best around that I know.
Oh,
Pretty good. I get your number and name from that.
okay. I didn't find anyone.
Yeah, I'll get you,
The closest thing I found was Marlboro.
no, I'll get you this guy's name.
Kingston.
He's done a bunch of the guys' trucks at work, their personal cars,
Mhm.
but he'll come right to the shop. Which is nice. I'm sure he'll do the same thing, do right in the parking lot or pull in the garage.
So therefore we can't wait till it's too cold. for
Yeah.
them.
Once you get used to one,
Yeah,
especially you gotta park outside.
last winter. I had a hard time cleaning the snow. off the car. It was terrible. Just-
Probably, does a cold affect you still? Does it bother you
It
better?
was just, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't exert myself. Oh,
Oh, no. That's the meeting.
dinner time.
Can't figure out my glasses.
going to get anywhere.
They had someone else on Zoom call or something. so
Oh.
it must have been a long. Look, I can't get used to this getting dark so early. So it makes me so tired. It's on my head. I know it is, but it's. I like it with light out at 9, 10 o'clock at night.
I know, I like the summer for that reason.
Next week, the time changes, falls back Sunday.
So,
Yeah, back, yeah, Sunday, I think. Saturday night and Sunday. I think it's dark around 4 o'clock. It's Thursday, it's very clear it was here.
and from this this floor isn't coming up.
No, it's only upstairs,
Why didn't they just get the same floor?
because this is on concrete, that's on,
Oh.
I honestly think the buildings, everything moves. I just don't think it's all moving together. I know my house, it's funny, my basement, it's on a slab.
Mhm.
And I built a closet in my basement. In the wintertime, my one little closet door pops open. In the summertime, I can close it, it doesn't pop open. So, I know everything moves.
Right.
And I can always tell when it's starting to get cold out, because
Yeah.
you come down, you're always, first thing you do is wait until you close the door.
Yeah. Right.
Well, we'll save a little money with the court building, the old one.
Hmm?
Save a little money on the court building, no more oil. No more some electric, I would imagine, the service.
Let's rent it out to a rock band. Practice. In the daytime.
Ooh, you're evil. I get calls now about the smoke detectors going on.
Oh, well, as soon as someone came in and said the alarm's going off, as soon as they said that, everybody just turned around in my office and said, oh, it's probably Chris.
Marty,
I think it was Joanne telling us, and we were all like, it's probably.
I get such a bad rap.
No, I think she came in to say like, what should I do? Should I call her when they, it probably is, like, you could call him and he's probably right.
Probably, yeah. Marty Irwin says hi.
Oh, you saw Marty?
No, he's watching us on
Oh,
TV.
he's what? I was,
I was Marty.
I think so, a voice of.
Always liked his approach. Sit down, okay, sell me on.
Oh,
Was
is that
it? No, it wasn't yet. I like that. It was like my father, okay,
Yeah.
convince me.
Yeah.
That bill was shot. What a shame. I sent that thing out about the hot water heater for Tinger. He's the only one that answered back. Figured that between the hot water heater was like almost $600. Our cost me like
Mhm.
$530. By the time piping it in, it's cheap, nothing. The electric to run over is a little bit more. We can do it, nothing crazy. Figured it's between $700 and $800, closer to $700 by the time I'm done. Or,
I think that's a big cost savings.
oh, I think so too. Round, like, one, where's the money coming from? Two, I need permission.
Is it on the agenda?
I sent it out, and then Tinger's the only one that answered me back. It makes sense not to buy oil. I'm not gonna get rid of the oil burner. You can always turn the oil burner back on. if you have to.
I think we should do it. Let's get it on the next agenda.
Okay.
I'll find
We just have to
it.
find.
Nay.
I'm looking at, B and G's in the negative, or
Everybody's in the name.
I'm looking, Diane asked me to put about some lights up on the highway garage because they're leaving the building later. It's dark. So, I mean, we're not talking thousands of dollars. I was just gonna get some LED lights from Lowe's
Motion sensor.
and, motion sensor. This new kid, he does electric. So it's a good project, right, along with this hot water. heat. So stuff that I couldn't keep up on, he could do with Ron.
This will be great.
But then we'll light up the place. We'll get oil out of Jim. I'm gonna drain the tanks at the court because both are full. The oil tanks.
Can you use it?
Oh, heck. Well, someone's gonna suck it out. It's gonna be me first.
Oh,
Somebody find his oil in there and
so
take it.
you still use it, you still use it at highway and recycle,
He recycles gas,
oh, propane,
propane, yeah.
yeah.
I think I'm the only one that still uses,
You might be,
yeah, it was. the-
right, because it was PD and justice. so
Yeah,
we had a
PD.
building.
Yeah. So it was just, yeah, that's right, PD used to use it, they're done now.
Mhm.
Tinger's still using it, but we'll get rid of him. The old court building's completely shut down, so we won't use it, so,
So we're gonna, community center. Is
no,
that
okay.
propane?
I'm the only one that still uses the fuel, oil. And I use, to heat the garage, I use recycled motor oil. We got a couple ins for that, so we just keep going,
Mhm.
we get it. The only other oil we use is for one garage furnace, which we don't use, it's like a backup. And our office furnace. Which maybe this person is still gonna call Rycor to see if our units at the court are under warranty,
Mhm.
what it would cost. I'm not gonna use that, maybe I'll move it to the highway garage. and Get off the oil for the front office. and whatever.
Okay.
Oh, I should have worked taken first.
But they weren't, you mean that they haven't been stolen?
Oh, no, they're still there, they just don't work, I can't get them to make heat. Mine at my house only lasted like 6 years before they all stopped working.
Oh. Did we buy them that long ago? I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 2 years. ago.
No, it goes by quick. They have like an 11-year warranty, but it's only for parts. I haven't called, I really have to look at it, but if they can get repaired, or maybe I don't think I'm doing something wrong. I wouldn't mind putting them in, and I get rid of the oil for heating our front office.
Mm.
They're easy to install. Then I'll just be using waste oil. And hook up some of the cost, some of the operating cost.
Sure.
The electric would go up a little bit, but you won't notice. I should have air conditioning. Instead of my old air conditioner blowing into with a piece of pipe.
These guys forget about us.
No. Probably they're paying peanut. I remember going to these guys, they'd be in there for executive session, seemed like hours. And of course, you were the last one on the agenda, so you had to wait for them to have executive session. Or you should have been, you wanted.
That's right. It was looking hopeful for us, Chris.
Yeah. The minute they said they had a Zoom with some other people, I think we were done. We could run home real quick, get on the computer. Looks like I'm gonna be losing the mechanic. I think he's coming back. That's gonna be a hard spot to fill.
Back in December. We'll be back in December.
No, I don't think so. I don't think his doctor's gonna let him.
Oh. Well, we'll see.
I hope for his health won't see that. I want to see anyone have that.
I don't know if you can see this over there. There's a toy in the judge's bench.
Well, there always is. If you go to the court, there's still toys there. Thanks. They always had a little thing.
Really?
The best court that there ever was in town was when Rem Schneider and his sister,
Mhm.
it was like a comedy show.
Oh,
Because he'd look over to his sister, I forget her sister's name. What do you think about that? Nah, I don't think he's telling the truth. She doesn't think you're telling the truth.
okay.
It's like,
Was she the court clerk?
yeah, she was a
Oh.
clerk, but it was hilarious.
Okay.
I remember my father introducing me to him at a party once, and I just got my license. He looked right at me, so I'll be seeing you soon. Like, oh. Yeah, it was like a volleyball show. They would back and forth and then for the few times I went there to watch. It's just when you can get away with stuff like that.
Yeah, like maybe when we were a small town.
Yeah. But I'm sure it was still a village, it was the village PD back then. Had to be small.
Mhm.
Court was, I guess, the same size, right? It handled the town and the village. Just the PD was there.
Seems we're gonna need some more help convincing these people.
I want to watch his head.
Yeah.
I want to come. Couldn't get this school to kick up something for like Jim's programs. and Phoenix's program. That's a shame.
It really is. And all they do is serve, serve, serve.
Yeah. Even if it was just get them more money, augment
Mhm.
more interest. I used to never think that was a good thing. It was a waste. It really is.
Not in today's climate.
No. I think my mother started that with Maureen Hasbrook.
Mm.
Long, long time ago. Closer. Blaming on Rob. That's it.
It's all taken really fast.
For every minute.
We should give out cookies or something while you're waiting. I always feel so bad.
You ordered a pizza.
Yeah. exactly.
Wait, I wish I had sleep.
Thanks for taking care of those benches, Chris. I really appreciate that. Yeah, the benches. that's-
My luck, I would have drove over with a piece of machinery and then I had to replace it.
Right.
It's my own money.
Right. Just don't drop the benches on your foot. Have to
Yeah,
go.
no,
Just
no.
don't do that. No good deed goes unpunished, right?
I have a mattress like this.
I mean, you guys had salad?
He said I can take it tomorrow.
Let it go.
But then you switch, it's been so hard over the course of like 10 years.
Make the joke with technology.
Oh, then they.
It's hard. It's challenging.
I rip off that Band-Aid.
So
Oh, it's not. That's the nameplate and the.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Gene, do you want to add anything to our discussion or anything else before? I think Dan might have had to leave. He might come back. I don't know if he will. or not. He has other issues that he's balancing right now. So, you know, I mean, we talked about this before on the meeting, you know, I have concerns about spending too much out of the fund balance or not, or making too many cuts, because the next year or 2 years, we're not gonna get, revenue is gonna go down even more, I think. You know, and I don't want to take even more out of the fund balance. So I'm very nervous. I'm not happy about the 5.6%. But you know, if we didn't have this loss, I hate to keep going back to this, but we would be at about, you know, 3%. You know, which, you know, I think is reasonable given what we're expecting to see with increases in gas and electricity and everything else. And so I know it sounds like a big hit, but this is not gonna happen again, because we're not gonna have to make up this revenue next year. Because it's a one-time deal. Now that the revenue's lost, we're not budgeting for it, so that's just the way it works. So. But. You know, with that, you know, do people want to, you know, we have to vote on this budget by, in 2 weeks by law. I don't see a lot of changes coming. You know, my preference is, we vote to approve the preliminary budget that we have right now. And technically, actually, if we don't vote to approve it, it automatically happens anyway, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. I say we vote to approve it, so I motion to approve the temporary budget.
second,
All in favor?
aye,
Aye.
all right, good job. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
That's all we have, right?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Everyone's-
Yeah.